makers of Camel cigarettes present Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, private detective. What cigarette do you smoke, Doctor?
That question was asked of doctors in every branch of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country.
What cigarette do you smoke, Doctor?
The brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this recent nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Make your own Camel 30-day test, the sensible cigarette test, and see how mild, how flavorful, how thoroughly enjoyable Camels are. Here transcribed is Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Yes? Oh, Mr. Diamond, come in, sir.
Well, thank you, Francis. How's the pantry Einstein tonight?
Oh, my goodness, sir. That was a dandy.
Oh, you like that, huh?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, chuckle along and tell Miss Asher Sweet and Frostbitten is downstairs.
Right away, sir.
I'll be in the study.
Yes, sir.
The snow is snowing. The wind is blowing. But I can weather the storm. Why do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love to keep me warm.
Hi.
Hi. What's new?
Nothing with me. I want to know about you.
Nothing much with me either, honey.
What have you been doing for the last couple of days?
Case.
Oh.
Got a nice big fat retainer.
Oh.
Yeah, oh. Look at the eyes light up.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want your money.
But now that I'm independently wealthy, you figure you don't have to feed me anymore.
Rick.
Don't have to take me to any more shows. Stake me to an occasional chocolate malted.
Oh, don't be silly. You know I don't mind.
Just because I made a couple of $100.
Couple of $100?
Stop kissing my hand.
Rick. You idiot.
I have tickets for the ballet tomorrow night. Dinner at 21 after the show.
Oh, Rick.
Afterwards, we neck.
I love you.
Of course. Now, I suppose you want to hear all about the case.
Well, not unless you want to.
Well, as long as it's
If
optional.
you're too tired, some other time.
It all started 3 days ago.
You don't really have to. I can hear about it any
I
time.
was sitting in my office.
You don't have to put yourself
Oh,
up.
shut up, woman. As I was saying, the whole thing started 3 days ago. I was sitting in my office reading Gaylord Hauser and soaking my feet in a tub of blackstrap molasses when the door opened and in walked 6 feet of mink cape wrapped around 5.5 feet of what little girls are made of. I remember thinking about the sugar and spice and everything nice, and even with the mink cape covering most of it, I decided that this little girl could have given a bee farm a nervous breakdown.
Mr. Diamond,
You have been reading the sign on the door.
I'd like to hire you.
Well, I'd like you to. I'll charge $100 a day in expenses.
I want protection.
From what?
My husband.
What's the matter? Can't he stand the pace?
He's getting out of prison at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and he's threatened to make trouble.
I think you better tell me the whole thing, Miss...
Connors, Marilyn Connors.
Okay. Who's your husband?
His name's Joe Connors.
Oh.
You know him?
Helped send him up 10 years ago. Armed robbery, wasn't it?
Yes. He hasn't served all of his time, but he's being paroled.
Go ahead.
Well, since Joe was sent up, I had to find work. A man Joe used to work for gave me a job in his club.
Martin Cope?
Yes. Do you know him?
Slightly. We're hating acquaintances.
Mr. Cope has been very wonderful to me.
I'm sure he has.
I don't think I like that.
Your husband doesn't either, huh?
You're very blunt, aren't you?
Like the front of a streetcar. I don't like your boss, and I don't like your husband. I think it's better that you know now before you make any investments and then have to fire me.
You're the best private detective in New York.
Only because I'm brilliant, shrewd, and loaded with talent.
And a little ridiculous.
Oh, sure. Add that on and just think what you're getting for a lousy $100 a day in expenses.
Even though you don't like Joe and Mr. Cope, you'll still take the job?
Look, Mrs. Connors, I've been honest with you about your husband and Cope. I never let personalities interfere in my business. A job's a job. Besides, I'm starving to death. She gave me a slow smile, complete with a high fever, handed me a retainer, and swayed out of the office like Mata Hari leaving an atomic research stag party. We agreed to meet again at 4 o'clock, so I spent the next hour on the roof, relaxing in 3 feet of snow, and around 4 o'clock, walked my frozen blood pressure down to Martin Cope's nightclub, the only king-size safe decorated by Bergdorf Goodman, complete with an intellectual piano player, a $15 minimum, and enough intrigue to make a Senate investigation look like a taffy pole. The girl who had been to my office earlier was standing on the edge of the empty dance floor rehearsing a song while the piano player was trying his best to overdo the accompaniment. I grabbed a chair and sat down to listen.
Something wrong?
Look, if you'd like to do a single, why don't you say so?
You're unhappy?
When you're playing for me, I would appreciate it if you just backed me up quietly, simply. Stop hating Art Tatum.
Darling, I'd be happy to do anything you say except for one thing.
Yes?
You can't sing.
Why, you anemic excuse for a musician. You couldn't get a song right if you ran it through a player piano.
Temper, darling.
You listen to me, Bernie. I put up with you for a long time.
You've put up with me?
Yes, with you.
Oh,
I've let you mess me up night after night.
You did that all by your little lonesome, honey.
You just better remember who's paying your bills, honey. I get out here and break my neck to try and give a good show. Don't you get cute with me. You better wise up, Buster, or you're going to end up playing for your meals down on Skid Row.
For Pete's sake, Marilyn.
No, Bernie, I'm...
They kept going round and round, and about the time the piano player looked like he might possibly throw caution to the wind and stamp his foot, a door opened at the other side of the room, and Martin Cope, big-time gambler and owner of the club, walked over to the piano.
Look, if you two insist on raising the roof, take it to the back room where nobody can hear you.
I'm sorry, Martin, but Bernie just won't...
Mr. Cope, I can assure you that it wasn't I.
You stay out of this.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You two can kick the walls in when I'm not in my office, but, honey, when I've got work to
It
do...
won't happen again. What's the matter?
Who's that?
Who?
Sitting over there.
Well, I'm surprised, Cope. I thought you'd spot my blue eyes.
Oh, it's Mr. Diamond.
Diamond.
Yes, he says you know each other.
Diamond, the private detective?
Sure. You remember, Cope, all those times down at the precinct, playing 20 questions?
What are you doing here?
I got tired of talking to nice people.
Beat it.
I asked Mr. Diamond here, Martin.
You did.
Well, I know you're not worried about Joe, but I am.
And you had this two-bit gumshoe?
Temper.
Mr. Diamond's supposed to be the best private detective in the business.
Says who?
Well, I did mention it a few hundred times.
Did Sloan put you up to this, honey?
Martin, with Joe getting out this
I
afternoon...
told you not to worry about Joe. Did Sloan tell you to hire yourself a bodyguard?
He thought it would be a good idea.
He did, huh? Everybody's got a good idea. Nobody thinks I know what I'm doing. I just happen to run the place.
Sloan was thinking about you, Martin.
Yeah? But I'll give him something to really think about.
Now, Martin...
No,
it's-
I'm tired of the whole mess. Everybody's scared stiff of a two-bit punk who's getting out of stir. Hiring an ex-cop who couldn't protect an old lady from a Boy Scout.
Have you been tested for rabies lately?
Look, Diamond...
Martin, I'm afraid of what Joe might do.
Oh, but hiring a private cop, and to top it off, you gotta pick this one.
Look, Mrs. Connors, I don't want to cause a lot of trouble.
Well, you're trying real hard.
Maybe you'd better just take your retainer and we'll forget the whole thing.
That is the only bright thing you've ever come up with, Mr. Diamond.
How about it, Mrs. Connors?
Well, you keep the retainer, Mr. Diamond, but maybe under the circumstances it would be better if
Sure,
we...
keep the money, Diamond. Go buy yourself a new joke book.
I don't want it. But I tell you what I'll do. I'll donate it to your restaurant's hospital fund, Cope.
We haven't got one.
That's the trouble with you, Cope. No vision. You should always have a little insurance in case of a bad accident. I left the club with Martin Cope stretched out on the dance floor and Marilyn Connors looking too startled to say much. Bernie, the piano player, accompanied my exit with a fast course of the funeral march, and I headed for my quiet little apartment. I napped for the rest of the afternoon, and by 8 o'clock I was appropriately dressed in my best blue suit. The other one being a casual sienna and suitable only for badminton and grunion hunting. I had paused to admire myself, surreptitiously humming a few bars of Temptation when Yeah?
Richard Diamond?
Depends on who wants him.
My name's Sloan, William Sloan.
I'm Diamond. What can I do for you?
I'm here because Miss Marilyn Connors asked me to come by and talk to you.
Well, come in.
Thank you.
I believe Martin Cope mentioned your name earlier this afternoon.
In all probability, he did. I'm Mr. Cope's attorney.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Cope seemed a little unhappy with you, Sloan.
That was because I suggested that Marilyn hire herself a private detective.
I gathered as much.
I picked you because of your reputation. I had no way of knowing that Martin didn't like you.
Why are you here, Mr. Sloan?
To ask you to go back on the job. Protect Marilyn until we're sure that her husband is not going to cause trouble.
I'd like to know something, Mr. Sloan. Why do you expect Marilyn's husband to cause trouble?
Isn't it obvious?
Maybe I'm a little dense.
Why,
but
Marilyn and Martin Cope have been in love since Joe Connors was sent to prison.
You think that's enough to make Joe Connors try something?
Well, it goes a little deeper than that.
How deep?
Joe Connors used to work for Martin.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. I'm beginning to remember. Joe Connors swore Cope had him framed.
That's correct. He swore that when he got out, he'd get him.
Well, it's a little tough under the circumstances. It'll just cause another argument between Cope and Marilyn if I show up again. Why don't you get yourself another boy? A lot of good private detectives in New York.
Because you'd be about the only one who wouldn't be afraid of Martin. And Marilyn has a great respect for you.
Even after I belted her boyfriend?
Well, I think that convinced her you were the one for the job.
Joe Connors got out this afternoon, didn't he?
That's right, at 4:30.
Where's Mrs. Connors?
At the club?
Well, if I go down there's going to be more trouble.
Martin went out about an hour ago. That's why we want you to come down. Martin got a phone call. He seemed worried. Marilyn was in the office with him. She said that when he left, he didn't say where he was going, but he took his gun with him.
Sloan and I went downstairs, climbed into his car, and headed for Martin Cope's nightclub. When we went in, Marilyn Connors was on stage. So we went to the back of the building and sat down in her dressing room. About 10 minutes later, Marilyn came in. She was wearing something thin enough to make a silkworm commit a harry-carry.
Hello, William. Mr. Diamond, I'm so glad you reconsidered.
I think we both reconsidered, didn't we?
Has Martin come back yet?
I'll go see. I'll be right back.
I'm worried, Mr. Diamond.
How long ago did Cope leave?
About half an hour before I went on. If you'll excuse me, I have to take off my makeup.
Oh, sure, go right ahead.
He's back.
Martin?
Yes, and I'm sure something's happened. He's worried sick about something.
I'll go see him.
Mrs. Connors.
Yes?
Do you want me to stay?
No, I don't think that'd be a good idea. Why don't you go over to my apartment and wait? It's 48 West 74th Street, number 3. It's a walk-up.
All right.
Wait, you'll need a key. Here.
She handed me her key and left with William Sloan. I walked out of the club, grabbed a cab, and 20 minutes later, I was walking upstairs to her apartment. The room was in darkness. I felt around for a light switch near the door. Then I froze. The room was still and quiet, but there was a smell in the air, a heavy pungent odor that a gun leaves after it's been fired. The smell was cordite. I flipped the switch on and looked down at the dead body of Joe Connors, lying on his back, shot through the head.
Before we continue with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, here's an important question.
How mild can a cigarette be?
One sniff won't tell you.
One puff won't tell you.
It takes day in, day out smoking to judge the mildness of a cigarette, to see how well it gets along with your throat.
Make the sensible cigarette test, the thorough cigarette test. Smoke only Camels for 30 days, and you'll know how mild Camels are. Pack after pack, week after week. Yes, for 30 days, enjoy the rich, full flavor of Camel's costly tobaccos and see just how mild a cigarette can be.
In a coast-to-coast test of hundreds of people who smoked only Camels for 30 days, noted throat specialists reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels.
Make your own Camel 30-day test, the sensible test, and see for yourself why more people smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
How mild, how mild, how mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see. Smoke Camels and see.
And now back to Richard Diamond, starring Dick Powell.
Who is it?
The police.
Oh, goody.
Otis,
Yeah?
you're standing on my foot.
Oh, sorry, Lieutenant.
Well, good evening, Lieutenant Levinson.
Who's dead, Diamond?
Right over there, name's Joe Connors.
Shot in the head, Lieutenant.
Well, Otis is getting brighter.
Who did it?
How do I know?
Whose apartment is this?
Mrs. Marilyn Connors.
Same name as the dead man.
No, his name's Joe.
Oh, I mean the last name.
Look, meathead.
Well, it is.
Well, he's right, Walt. They were married.
What are you doing here?
Me? Well, I come with you.
Otis.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, what are you doing here, Diamond?
Well, Marilyn Connors asked me to wait for her.
And let's all wait.
Walt, have you noticed all the windows are locked?
So it's cold out.
Let's not wait. Let's go over to Martin Cope's nightclub.
What's Martin Cope got to do with it?
Leave Otis here until the coroner arrives. Put a tag on him so the coroner will be sure to get the right body, and I'll tell you about the whole thing on the way over to the club.
Lieutenant Levinson to see you, Martin.
Oh, hello, Lieutenant.
Hi.
What are you doing here, Diamond?
He's with me, Cope. You own a gun?
What is this?
He said, do you want a gun?
Yeah, so what?
Mind if I look at it?
Okay. It's loaded.
Let's see. Been fired.
You're nuts.
Rick.
Has been.
What is this? I haven't fired that gun since I owned it.
You took it out of here with you, didn't you?
What's that to you, Diamond?
You took it out tonight, didn't you?
Don't answer that, Martin.
Now look.
Let's go down to the station.
What for?
Martin, you knew Joe Connors, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, somebody shot him.
You think
Martin, don't say any more.
Well, I'm surprised at you, Sloan. You were the one who told me Martin took the gun with him.
You did?
How the devil did I know Diamond would go to the police?
What were you doing with Diamond anyway?
Marilyn hired him.
And fired him?
She hired him again tonight. He was working for her. Anything I told him was in confidence.
Murder just isn't confidential, Sloan.
Look, wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. I went out to see Joe Connors. He phoned me.
Martin.
I didn't kill him, though. Yeah, I took my gun, but I didn't use it. He was dead when I got there.
You went to Marilyn Connors' apartment?
That's right.
Well, let's all go down to the station and have ballistics check on this gun.
And in the meantime, Cope, I'm holding you on suspicion of murder. Well, here's the ballistics report, Rick. Cope's gun was the one that did the job. Slug they took out of Connors matched.
Now let's talk to Marilyn Connors and Sloan again.
Why, we've got our boy.
Just want to talk to them.
Send in Miss Connors and Mr. Sloan. Now, what have you got on your mind, Rick?
Oh, I was just thinking about all the windows being locked.
So what?
You want to see us, Lieutenant?
Mr. Diamond does. Have a chair.
Mr. Diamond, I'm sorry things worked out this way.
Well, so am I. Oh, here's your apartment key.
Thank you.
How many people have a key to your apartment, Mrs. Connors?
What? Martin has the only other one.
What time did Martin get that phone call?
Oh, about 7:30, I guess. I got to the club about 7:15. Martin usually comes in about 7:30. I met him in his office, and he got the call.
And he took the gun and left right away?
It's all right. Martin has already admitted taking the gun.
Yes, he took the gun and left almost immediately.
Where were you, Sloan?
At home, I got to the club just after Martin left. Marilyn told me what had happened, and I came right over to you.
Oh. Well, all right. Thank you very much.
That's all?
Are you going to defend Mr. Cope?
I doubt it. I don't think he wants me to.
Well, thank you very much. We'll be talking to you.
Goodbye, Lieutenant. Mr. Diamond.
So long.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Now, what was all that about?
I want to talk to Martin Cope.
Rick, now look.
I want to talk to him. I want to find out how Joe Connors got into a locked apartment without a key.
I don't want anything to do with you, Diamond.
You better cooperate. Diamond's got an angle that's worth listening to.
I didn't shoot Connors no matter what that ballistics report says.
You have a key to Marilyn's apartment.
Yeah.
Connors was dead when you got there.
Yeah, I told you that.
You left the club about 7:45.
That's right, about 7:45.
Connors had been dead about 3 hours when I found him, Walt. I found him about 9:30.
By gosh, that's right.
And that part of your story stands up, Cope. He was dead when you got there.
What about the gun?
You always keep that gun in your desk, Cope?
Yeah.
Who was in the club with you?
Oh, the usual people. Waiter, bartenders, busboys.
Marilyn?
Yeah. Now, wait a minute.
Who knew you kept the gun in the desk?
Oh, half a dozen people, maybe.
You think somebody lifted that gun, killed Connors, and put it back in the desk?
You always come in about 7:30, don't you, Cope?
Yeah, every night.
According to the death certificate, Connors had been dead about an hour before you came in. What time did you leave the club this afternoon?
Right after you slugged me.
Oh, you got up rather suddenly. It was about 4:30, wasn't it? Somebody could have gone into your office, taken that gun, killed Connors, put the gun back before you came in at 7:30.
Then I'm cleared?
No, not a bit. You have a key to Marilyn's apartment. The killer had a key to let Connors in.
Miss Connors said there were only 2 keys.
Well, Walt, let's go talk to Mrs. Connors. Mrs. Connors, where were you around 7 this evening?
7?
Where were you?
Why, downtown.
You weren't in your apartment?
No.
Did you come back from downtown before going to the club?
No.
Who was in your apartment?
Why, no one that I know of.
Have you ever given your key to anyone except Cope and, me, of course?
Yes.
Who and how long ago?
My piano player. About a week ago.
Hello, Bernie.
Hello. Oh, hello. You're the nice man who slugged Mr. Cope this afternoon. Let me buy you a drink.
No, thanks, Bernie. This is Lieutenant Levinson.
Lieutenant?
Hi.
What time did you get to the club this evening, Bernie?
Oh, about 7:30. Why?
The cook says he saw you come in around 7:15.
15 minutes one way or the other.
Where were you at 7 o'clock, Bernie?
My house, I guess.
Bernie, we checked with the state prison. They censor letters up there.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. A man named Joe Connors got a letter 2 days ago telling him to meet someone at Mrs. Connors' apartment around 6:30 this evening.
What's this all about?
Well, we'd like to have you come down to the station for a paraffin test, Bernie.
A paraffin test?
Yeah, we can determine if anyone has shot a gun in the last 48 hours.
Oh,
When did you take Mr. Cope's gun, Bernie?
right after he left this afternoon.
You had a duplicate key made from the one Mrs. Connors gave you several days ago?
Mm-hmm. The Green Hardware Shop, I believe, over on 64th Street.
Why'd you do it?
Oh, love, hate, lots of reasons. What difference does it make? For a week now, I've heard him talking about Joe Connors and what he might do when he got out. I saw a chance to get rid of Martin Cope, so I had the key made, wrote Joe Connors a letter, and killed him with Mr. Cope's gun.
After you killed Connors, you came back, put the gun back in the drawer, and when Martin Cope came in, you called him and said you were Connors.
From that phone booth right over there.
Were you in love with Marilyn Connors?
That is an extremely earthy question that can do no good at all. Well, let's go, Lieutenant. I was getting tired of playing the piano anyway.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. In a way, it's too bad it didn't work. Think what Marilyn Connors in for when she marries Martin Cope.
Oh, speaking of Marilyn Connors, you certainly did take a lot of pains describing her attributes.
Oh, really? Well, it wasn't painful at all.
Was she really that pretty?
Pretty.
Well, I'm jealous.
Well, don't be. She had one thing that was wrong.
What was that?
She had long blonde hair that hung all the way down to the floor.
Well, that sounds beautiful.
But it was her mustache. Better sing something, huh?
I think you'd better.
What would you like?
Anything that will make up for that last remark.
I thought it was pretty clever.
Just sing.
Okay. How about this? Maybe I'm right. and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm weak, and maybe I'm strong. But nevertheless, I'm in love with you. Maybe I'll win, and maybe I'll lose. Maybe I'm in for crying the blues. But nevertheless, I'm in love with you. Somehow I know at a glance the terrible chances I'm taking. Fine at the start, but left with a heart that is breaking. Maybe I live a life of regret, and maybe I'll give much more than I'll get. But nevertheless, I'm in love with you.
Oh, that's better.
Thank you.
Rick. I'll bet she really did have pretty hair.
Oh, I guess so, but she kept it all rolled up on her head.
What's the matter with that?
I like yours better.
I wear mine up.
Yeah, but I've seen you with your hair down.
Rick.
Come here.
Rick?
Dick Powell will return in just a minute.
More people smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Yes, more people smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Among the millions of Camel smokers, there are many stars whose voices are their fortunes. John Wayne, Reza Stevens, Martha Tilton are a few. They find that Camel's cool mildness gets along fine with their throats.
Friends, make your own 30-day Camel mildness test and see why more people smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
How mild, how mild, how mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test and you will see. Smoke Camels and see.
Here's Dick Powell with a special message.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, no one deserves the appreciation of the American people more than the men and women who have served in our armed forces. The Camel people send weekly gifts of cigarettes to those servicemen and veterans who are hospitalized. This week's Camels go to Veterans Hospital, Martinsburg, West Virginia, and Coral Gables, Florida. U.S. Army Station Hospital, Camp Hood, Texas. U.S. Naval Hospital, Chelsea, Massachusetts. Now, until next week, enjoy Camels. I always do.
Tonight's adventure of Richard Diamond, starring Dick Powell, was written by Blake Edwards. Our director is Helen Mack.
Pipe smokers, enjoy the National Joy Smoke, Prince Albert. Yes, PA is made from choice tobacco, rich tobacco that's naturally flavorsome. Prince Albert is specially treated to ensure against tongue bite and crimped cut for smooth smoking. So get PA in the handy pocket tin or the pound size. It's America's largest selling smoking tobacco.
Listen next week for another exciting transcribed adventure of Richard Diamond, starring Dick Powell.
This is your FBI. The official broadcast from the files of the FBI follows immediately. Stay tuned. This program came to you from Hollywood. This is the American Broadcasting Company.
The National Broadcasting Company presents Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, private detective.
Sorry you're coming along, Diamond.
Yeah, I'm beginning to be sorry myself.
You should be. We're heading for open sea.
Looks like it'll be a long ride.
You don't know how long, Diamond.
We're getting into open water!
You're about to go swimming, deep sea style.
How far is it to the shore?
About 5 miles now.
I can make it.
With a hole in you?
And here's another exciting half hour with Richard Diamond, private detective, starring Dick Powell.
Diamond Detective Agency, happy homicide.
You know, that's pretty bad, that is.
Oh, my goodness. Walt?
Yeah.
Well, what can I do for the shining light of the 5th Precinct?
You can get right down here. I want you to do me a favor.
I'm not going to help Sergeant Otis cross the street again. Tell him to get a governess.
This has nothing to do with my brainy sergeant. Now, will you come down?
Well, all right. Business is slower than a drunk turtle, so I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Thanks.
Forget it. You know what I always say, Walt.
No, what do you always say?
Bye. Well, sometimes that's the way things get started. The phone rings, and Lieutenant Walter Levinson, 5th Precinct Homicide, tells me to get down. One word from him, and I do as he pleases. So I buttoned my collar, pushed my tie back up into strangling position, and 10 minutes later walked into the squad room of the 5th Precinct, where, as always, the king of the jungle was on hand to greet me.
Well, good morning, Shamus.
Sergeant Otis. Oh, my goodness, you look terrible.
Oh, what's wrong?
Well, it's pretty obvious. You've been sleeping in the wrong position.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Otis, stop trying to be a sport. Get rid of the bats in your house. They're used to hanging upside down.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
The lieutenant in?
He's expecting you. Go on in.
Thank you, Sergeant. Hello, Walt.
How are you, Rick? You been needling Otis again?
Oh, a little.
Now you gotta stop that. When you come in, he begins to sulk. I got to work with him all day.
Be happy, Walt. Be happy. Think of the 16 hours you're not with him. All those other people, jumping off bridges, turning on the gas, beating each other with hot paper sacks.
Okay.
Now, what's with you?
Oh, well, this is a pretty ridiculous thing, and I'm in a tough spot.
Well, I'm pretty tough, and you look ridiculous, so let's have it.
Huh? Oh, well, we got a tip that a guy named Wells had a stash of stolen jewelry.
You said had a stash. You mean he hasn't got it anymore?
That's right, we have.
Well, what the world are you mixed up in it for? It's not your department.
It wasn't, but when the robbery boys got over to this guy's house, they found him dead.
Oh.
Murder. Shot through the head with a small caliber automatic.
How about the jewelry?
In the water pipes underneath the sink. About $100,000 worth.
What do you want me for?
Wells' wife says the jewels are hers. We don't believe it.
What did you do about it?
We put out traces on the jewelry, went through all the regular channels to find the owner. Nobody identifies it. And if we don't get a claim soon, I've got to give them to her.
You mean you got to turn them over when you think they're stolen?
We know they're stolen. They got to be. These people don't have the fare for a fast meal at the automat, but we can't prove it.
What about the guy who gave you the tip on the jewels?
Said his name was Mario Cimino. Disappeared.
You got any lead on who knocked off Wells?
We're holding his wife, but we haven't really got a thing. No weapon, no motive, no nothing.
So you want me to see what I can do?
Yeah, whole department's in the spot. Can you imagine what the press is going to say when I turn these jewels over to the wife?
Yeah, could be rough. But what in the world can I do that your whole department can't?
We've got to solve this thing fast.
Or turn the jewels back.
Right. Got a murder to solve. We got a jewel theft to solve.
Oh, that's nothing. It's really nothing. Should be a cinch.
No, not for a cop. He wouldn't be able to put on the right kind of pressure.
What do you mean by pressure?
Well...
Mrs. Wells?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cimino's missing. We need him to tell us how he knew the jewels were stolen. If he's a stoolie, guys like that know you'll give them an even shake. Maybe he'll come out when he hears you're looking for him.
Okay. Now, what about the wife, this Mrs. Wells?
I was holding her till you got here. She's being questioned. You want to see her?
One thing, Walt, before I do. Am I going to like this job?
Knowing your taste, I say yes. When the boys brought her in, they walked her through the robbery detail. Everybody went right out and bought yo-yos.
Walt got up then, hid his yo-yo in the closet, led the way downstairs to a small room. It was dark, except for the single light burning near a desk. In the circle of light sat a young girl, late 20s, blonde and, well, you know. If the State Highway Commission built roads with that many curves, every driver in New York would need seasick pills. She was being questioned by one of the detectives.
What time?
I've told you at least a dozen times. I got home 10 minutes before you got there, and I called you.
Your husband had been dead over an hour.
I can't help that. I came home, and I found him, and I called you.
Yeah, you called us. But I'm asking you about the jewels.
Oh, how many times do I have to tell you? He found them. He found them.
Why this routine, Walt? You think she had something to do with it?
If you've got a
Only
couple of months
suspect.
to listen.
We're giving it to her like this so you could take a look without her seeing you.
Where did your husband get the jewels?
He told me he found them. Oh, please, look, I don't know anything about the jewels or how my husband got killed.
What'd you do with the gun?
I told you that, too. I don't know anything about a gun. I didn't kill him, you understand?
Collins.
Yeah?
Come here. Give her another 5 minutes, then send her up to my office. You got to turn her loose.
Okay, Lieutenant.
Somebody bringing the rubber hose?
All right, Mrs. Wells. Now, when did your husband find these jewels?
Oh, please, how many times do I have to tell you? He found them 3
You heard
days
enough,
ago.
Rick?
Fine.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, 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 yes!
What do you think?
What do you want me to think? The girl doesn't seem too unhappy about the loss of a husband.
Well, he'd been away for about 4 years, up until a week ago, in the Army. Occupation forces in Germany.
No criminal record on him, huh?
No.
Well, let's see what I can find out.
Oh, here's the information on the girl. Address, phone number.
Thanks. Do some more checking on the husband, and I'll give you a call after I see the girl.
How are you going to get in to talk to her?
Walt, did I ever ask you how you got promoted to head of homicide?
No.
You want to tell me?
Well, it's simple. Seniority, experience, hard work.
Well, just lose the hard work, and you've got a fair idea of how I'm going to get in to talk to Mrs. Wells. Well, I had to solve a murder, a $100,000 jewel theft, and get the dear old police force out of hot water. All I knew was that a man named Wells had been shot, and another guy named Mario Cimino had called the law and told them about a hatful of jewels that didn't seem to have been stolen from anybody. To clean up a mess like that would take a lot of doing. So I went about it in Diamond's most routine fashion, as unorthodox as possible. I grabbed a cab, slipped the driver a 5 to romp over to Greenwich Village a little faster than usual, and before I could say, "Look out for that streetcar," I was standing in front of a door with a small tag over the bell that read, "Vladimir Sokolovsky, artist." Vladimir was an old friend of mine who hears all, sees all, and tells all, for a small price.
Who is it?
Come on, Vladdy, open up.
Go away.
It's Diamond, Vladimir.
I trust no one. You might be working for my landlord.
Oh, I'm alone.
Scout's honor?
Cross my heart and hope to swallow my Emmys.
Товарищ, здравствуйте.
I haven't got much time, Vladimir.
Huh?
I want you to do me a favor.
Oh, for you a portrait costs only $50.
No, no pictures, Vladimir. Tell me, ever heard of a guy named Mario Cimino?
Oh, but of course... No.
Paid your rent?
Same answer.
I have a small $10 bill here.
Tavares, you would attempt a lowly bribe.
Well, what do you know? Here's another 10.
I would ask you to stay for lunch, but Greenbaum won't even let me look in his delicatessen window anymore. You understand.
25?
I only do it because Stalin and I do not agree. Mario Cimino. Peasant.
What does he do?
Keeps busy. An occasional stick-up bookmaking. Owes me $11.80. Marianne and the 8 at Hialeah by 8 lanes. Such a filly.
Vladimir. Mario Cimino?
Oh, yes, the lowlife. For him to find a friend would be like Rasputin running a Lonely Hearts Club.
Where can I find him?
I don't know.
Vladimir.
It's the truth.
Scout's honor?
But of course, if I knew where that peasant was, would I not collect my $11.80? Of course I would. Scout's honor, see?
You hold up 3 fingers, Vladimir.
Oh, a Cub Scout.
When was the last time you heard from him?
When he took my $2 that wins me $11.80. He was in the fish business.
Oh, fish business?
Yes, I know, because he brought me 2 halibut, which I promptly made into magnificent stew for my landlord. Was miserable.
The stew?
No, just the fish. Believe me, Tovarish, those 2 halibut were so old, they remember Jonah.
Was he selling fish?
Catching them. He had a boat. When I went down there to collect my $11.80, the bum wasn't there.
Where did he keep the boat, Vladimir?
A disgusting place called Schooner Landing. Places like that should be in Siberia. Stinks.
Well, thanks, Vladimir.
Ничего, товарищ, до свидания.
Oh, Chichonya, Greenbaum's Delicatessen, will you be surprised? Greenbaum's Delicatessen, Greenbaum's Delicatessen, Greenbaum's Delicatessen.
Hello, Abe. Send up the works. Champagne, caviar, salami. I am a capitalist again.
Hello there. Hey, I said hello.
Hello.
You run this landing?
Yep.
Know a man named Cimino?
Mario Cimino?
Yep.
Yep.
Seen him lately?
Nope.
When was the last time you saw him?
You a cop?
Nope.
It's too bad.
Why do you say that?
Owes me a week's rent on my boat.
Skipped out?
Yep.
Understand he was fishing down here, is that right?
Yep.
How long ago did he rent the boat?
2 weeks ago.
How long ago did he skip out?
About a week.
Anything unusual about the things he did?
Well, he sure weren't no fisherman.
Why do you say that?
Didn't know the first thing about it. When he first rented my boat, he used to go out for 2 or 3 hours and come back with a couple of fish. Didn't have no rigging to speak of, no live bait, just a pole.
Didn't that bother you?
Nope. Wasn't none of my business. Had a license.
You mean a regular fishing license or a commercial?
Yep.
Commercial?
Yep.
Did he do anything unusual the last day he was down here?
Well, I don't know. He went out about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and was back here by 6:30. Only thing unusual about that, it's a funny time to go fishing.
What day was that?
We could go tomorrow, Tuesday.
Thanks, Pop.
Hey, sure you ain't a cop?
Yep.
G-man?
Nope.
Don't say no more than you have to, do you?
Nope.
Bye, Sonny.
Well, I left the old boy sitting on the dock trying to figure it out and headed for the city hall. Mario Cimino was closer now. I knew a little about him. His whereabouts up until a week ago and the fact that he'd taken out a commercial fishing license. The license I wanted because it would have a picture of Cimino on it. The picture I could turn over to Walt and then we could get out a description on him. I arrived at the city hall, went in, found the department that issues the licenses. They checked with Walt at the station, and 10 minutes later I was heading for Mrs. Wells' apartment with a fishing license and a pretty good photograph of Mario Cimino.
Yes?
Yes.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
That's a remark with a lot of answers. Right now, I want to talk.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I get tongue-tied when I stand in the hall.
You want in?
That's it.
Why?
Ever see this picture before, Mrs. Wells?
What? Come in.
Seniority, experience.
What?
Oh, nothing.
That man in the picture. Who is he?
Don't you know him?
I've only seen him once. Oh, we can sit on the couch, Mr.
Diamond. Where did you see this man, Mrs. Wells?
He came up to see my husband. He was leaving just as I arrived.
Your husband say who he was?
No. He mentioned something about some business he had with this man.
Well, if it makes any difference to you, this man in the picture is Mario Cimino.
Oh. The one the police are after. The man they think killed my husband.
The man who called and told Lieutenant Levinson about the jewels your husband had hid in the water pipes.
Are you from the police?
Well, here we go again. No, honey, I'm a private detective.
Oh.
Your husband just got back from Germany a week ago, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
By boat?
Mm-hmm.
What day did he arrive?
You've got big blue eyes, haven't you, Mr. Diamond?
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Honey, you better sit over there. You're scorching my collar.
All right.
Where was I?
I don't know where you were, Mr. Diamond, but I was thinking...
Oh, yeah. Well, what day did your husband arrive?
Last Tuesday.
When did he...
You must have a hard time combing your hair. Awfully curly, isn't it?
I'll stop back when I got more time. We'll straighten it out.
Please do.
Well, Mrs. Wells.
Yes?
The time your husband's boat got in?
In the afternoon, around 5.
Oh, well, thanks, Mrs. Wells.
Leaving?
Going home and have another talk with Father.
Please stop back. If he misses anything, I'll be glad to fill in.
Maybe I'll send Dad instead. It was a little hard getting out of there because my shoe leather had started to burn and my number 10s were beginning to turn up like skis. I rocked my way down to the cab, did a slalom around 2 lamp posts and a fire hydrant, slid into the back seat, and 20 minutes later I got out across the street from the 5th Precinct Police Station. I was just stepping off the curb when...
Hold it right here, Diamond.
What?
Don't move. Don't turn around.
Oh, well, I hope that's a pipe you got in your pocket.
If it is, it's the first one you'll ever see with a trigger on it. Keep smiling and walk back over to that alley.
Oh, okay. Had to poke a hole in me.
Better to have it poked than blown.
Hey, your dialogue's pretty bad.
It's far enough. Now, your name is Diamond, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you mine if you'll give me the gun and let me make you tell me yours.
Your dialogue's as bad as mine.
Yeah, I guess I deserve that.
Okay, I haven't got much time. Give me the picture.
Oh, I can't do that.
You better or I shoot you.
What will Mom say?
What's your mother got to do with it?
She took it. It's the only one of me on a bear rug, facing north.
The picture of Mario Cimino. I'll give you 3. 1.
Okay.
Thanks. Now stay put. Count 10 before you turn around. Believe me, Diamond, I mean it. I'll kill you if you move before 10.
You're being pretty silly, Mario. They'll pick you up sure.
I don't think so.
Oh, by the way, Vladimir says to thank you for the 1180.
Tell him it was nothing. Start counting.
1, 2, butt my shoe. 3, 4, close the door. 5.
Oh, Rick, you find out something?
Well, I sure did. This is the lousiest precinct in the city.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Now, 2 minutes ago, I got stuck up right at your front door.
What?
Yeah. And I had that picture of Mario Cimino on the fishing license.
He swiped that?
You just know it.
Well, don't yell at me. You haven't solved this mess, have you?
No, but I'm pretty close.
Well, that isn't close enough. I had to send the jewels over to the wife a few minutes ago.
Oh, dandy.
Well, I had to.
Well, what about the newspapers?
They haven't gotten wind of it yet. We still have a little time. Now, what about Cimino? How did he know you had the picture on the license?
Well, somebody gave him the tip. Gave him my description, but just relax. It wasn't Cimino who stuck me up.
It wasn't?
Not unless he paid Vladimir Sokolowski $11.80 in the last hour.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't understand.
Well, you're not alone. I'm a little mixed up, too.
Well, let's both get untangled, shall we? Tell me what you found out.
All right. Now, listen. Wells arrived last Tuesday by boat in the afternoon around 5.
This we know.
Mario Cimino was being a fisherman then.
Oh.
He'd rented a boat, taken out a fishing license.
Okay.
The day that Wells arrived, Cimino went out in the afternoon, stayed about 2 hours, came back, and disappeared.
And then Wells shows up with a sink full of jewels.
Right. Probably had them on the boat. Avoided customs by dropping them overboard, and Cimino picked them up.
And Cimino killed him for the loot.
Why?
Why? $100,000 in jewels? Why not?
Wells was killed in his own apartment, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, if Cimino picked the jewels out of the water, why go and kill Wells? Why not just take off? Wells could never go to the police.
Oh.
Yeah, and another thing. The pickup was pretty carefully planned. Wells couldn't have done it. He was in Germany. Somebody here had to plan it. Knew Wells had the jewels.
The wife?
Could be.
But where did he get the jewels in the first place?
Oh, a lot of that stuff's still hidden in Germany. You check with military intelligence, and I'll bet it ties up.
Well, this guy who stuck you up and lifted the picture, you say you don't think it was Cimino. Maybe there's a third party.
Could be, but I doubt it. I got a hunch, Walt. Take me down to the morgue. I want to take a look at Wells.
Okay, let's go.
You owe me $25.
25? For what?
Oh, small bribe.
Oh, well, here.
What's this?
It's as good as money. Tickets. Policeman's benefit.
Oh, gee, Walt. You know something?
What?
You're a real sport.
Right over here. Well?
Bullet didn't help his face.
No.
Why don't you get the Army records on Wells?
Why? The wife identified him?
Good for her, but she missed one slight detail.
Yeah?
Yeah. This isn't Wells.
What?
That's right, Walt. This is Mario Cimino.
How do you know?
From the picture on the fishing license. This is the same guy.
Good grief.
And you had to go and give the jewels back to Mrs. Wells.
But
if you still want to save those jewels along with your hide, you better grab orders and get over there.
But
I'll see you when you get there. Now step on it.
But...
I left Walt in the middle of a butt and took off for Mrs. Wells' apartment in a hurry. On the way over, I went through the facts. Chimino was dead. The body in the morgue wasn't Wells. The jewels were undoubtedly the motive, and unless I was wrong, I'd have to move fast to stop them from leaving the state. I went out of the cab and up the steps to Mrs. Wells' apartment. I reached the door and tried it. No luck, so I went in anyway. The front room was empty. I went through the other rooms. Nothing. Clothes gone. Drawers empty. They'd taken off with $100,000 in jewels, but where to? They had to be smart enough to know they'd never get out of town by the usual means of transportation. So what would be better than to pay up the back rent on Chimino's boat and go fishing? I left Walt a note where I was headed and took off for Schooner Landing.
Hello there, Sonny.
Pop, which boat was Mario Chimino renting?
That one just getting ready to go out, right over there.
Thanks.
Go get him, Sonny. I knew there was something fishy when they paid up on Chimino's back rent.
Well, good afternoon. I represent the sleep-type mortuary.
What is it? We've got a passenger.
Good afternoon, Bob.
Diamond.
Everybody seems so surprised.
I'm sorry you're coming along. We're headed for open sea, Diamond.
Well, I might as well take off my shirt and get a tan.
Take the wheel, Lois. Leave your shirt on, Diamond. You can take it off when you go for a swim.
Oh?
And don't get any ideas. I don't want to shoot you until we clear the breakwater, but I will if I have to.
You're Wells, aren't you?
That's right. How did you figure it?
Oh, partly guesswork.
The fishing license tipped you Chimino was dead, not me, huh?
That's right. You didn't know whether I was working with the law or not, but you had to get that picture to give yourself enough time to get out of the country. Your wife called you and gave you my description.
I knew the damage that picture could do if it got to the police, so I had to tag you.
Pretty smart.
Thanks.
We're getting into open water.
You can start taking your shirt off, Diamond.
I swim pretty well.
With a hole in you?
Why'd you kill Chimino?
He wanted 50% defensive stuff. I wouldn't buy that. Found him phoning the police and had to kill him.
So you put your papers on him knowing your wife would identify him as you. Why didn't you just grab the jewels and take off?
You sound like you're stalling for something. But I'll tell you anyway. Those jewels are in the sink. I knew the law would be there in 10 minutes, so I had to take the chance they wouldn't find him.
Bob, there's a boat coming up pretty fast.
So what?
Well, I hate to spoil the party, but I think it's the Coast Guard.
You're nuts.
I think dear old Lieutenant Levinson got my little old note.
So that's what the star was
Bob!
about. Shut up and stay with that wheel.
Bob, that boat.
Shut up! All right, Diamond, down in that cabin.
I'll get seasick.
None of your funny cracks. Just get down there.
I think I'll take this life preserver just in case.
Drop it.
Sure. Give me that gun.
Bob, that boat's almost alongside. Bob! 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 Bob!
You heard what the man said, baby. Stop the boat.
Rick,
Yes, Helen?
phone for you. Walt.
Oh, thanks, dear. Hello?
Rick, I just got a report from Army Intelligence. The jewels were stolen from a collection the Germans had evidently hidden during the war.
What about Mrs. Wells?
She admits the whole thing. She saw her husband on a furlough a year ago, and he told her to expect word when he was ready to move. She contacted Mario Chimino for the fence. She'll probably get life.
Well, that's too bad. She was the type who really could have had a good time with life.
What are you doing?
Looking at my beautiful girlfriend, Helen?
Oh, thanks.
I say hello.
The lieutenant says hello, honey.
Hello, Walt.
Why don't you two get married?
Why don't you mind your own business?
Rick was just going to sing me a song, Walt.
Oh, yeah? Well, leave the phone up, Helen. I'll get Otis. Otis? Yeah, Lieutenant. Come here. I want you to hear something.
Go ahead, Rick.
All right. Oh, Otis, listening all?
Yeah, I'm listening. Well, get your nose out of my ear. Oh, sorry, Lieutenant.
What song would you like to hear, Otis?
You going to sing something for me?
Sure, just for you. What's your favorite?
Well, now, let's see. Hey, do you know...
Otis. Otis, that's the song.
Sure. Washington at Valley Forge, cold as heck, and up spoke George.
Otis.
Yep. Yeah.
How about get out of the wheat thresher, Mother? You're going against the grain.
Oh, I don't know.
It's an old spiritual. Look, I got a better idea. You just listen, huh?
Okay, but I still like...
Otis, you're fighting me.
Well, okay.
There's a place I'd like to be, and it's back in Tennessee, where your friendly neighbors smile and say hello. It's a pleasure and a treat to meander down the street. That's why I want the whole wide world to know. I love those dear hearts and gentle people who live in my hometown, because those dear hearts and gentle people will never ever let you down. They read the good book from Friday till Monday. That's how the weekend goes. I've got a dream house I'll build there one day, with picket fence and rambling road. I feel so welcome each time that I return, that my happy heart keeps laughing like a clown. I love the dear hearts and gentle people who live and love in my hometown. I feel so welcome each time that I return, that my happy heart keeps laughing like a clown. I love the dear hearts and gentle people who live and love in my hometown. Well, did you like that, Otis?
Oh, Diamond, you're dreamy.
Rick, Otis just swooned.
Hi, Walt. Come here, Helen. Aren't they silly?
Yes, Rick. Oh, darling, you are dreamy.
Oh, Diamond, you devil, you.
You have just heard Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell. Ed Begley played Lieutenant Walt Levinson. Also in the cast were Wilms Herbert, Francis Robinson, Jack Crucian, Yvonne Patey, and Charles Seal. Music was under the direction of Frank Worth. Tonight's show was written by Blake Edwards and directed by Russell Hughes. Dick Powell currently may be seen in the motion picture version of the best-selling novel, Mrs. Mike. Two other shows for Sunday on NBC that you'll want to hear tonight are the American Album of Familiar Music and Take It or Leave It. Together, they make up 1 hour of the very best in listening pleasure for you. Baritone Thomas L. Thomas brings you the songs you love best during the 30 minutes of restful reminiscence on the American Album. And immediately following this delightful musical show, Eddie Cantor comes romping into your radio with the $64 question on Take It or Leave It. There's a solid 30 minutes of question marks and laughs when it's time for Cantor, Sunday on NBC. Make it a point to hear both the American Album of Familiar Music and Eddie Cantor's Take It or Leave It tonight and every Sunday over most of these same NBC stations. There are 2 more of NBC's great lineup of Sunday shows. This is Eddie King inviting you to be with us next Sunday at this same time, when we will again bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. James Melton and Erna Berger star next on Harvest of Stars on NBC.
Portions of the following program are transcribed. Here is Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective.
Are you Mr. Diamond?
Creditor or client?
I'm a client.
I'm a Diamond.
I'm glad.
It's a little informal, but hello, Glad. Call me Rick.
Oh, no. My name is Julia Bates.
Mrs.?
Yes, but you don't have to call me Mrs. Bates. I'm a widow, you see.
Oh.
In fact, it may help our relationship if you call me Julia.
Oh, well, here we go again. All right, Julia, you can call me Rick. The fee's $100 a day in expenses.
I want you to stay at my house tonight.
I said $100 a day in expenses.
Oh, the fee is all right, Mr. Rick. Money means nothing.
Yeah, well, you think your way and I'll think mine.
I'll make out a check right now.
No hurry. Anytime in the next 10 seconds.
Oh, there.
Thanks. Now, about this assignment.
Well, it may sound silly, but I'm afraid of the house I live in.
Oh, dandy.
I said it might sound silly, but it's deadly serious, I assure you.
No, I'm sure it is.
You see, my husband, Warner Bates, died 3 months ago. He was a very strange man and believed devoutly in many forms of mysticism.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he built this house as a monument to his beliefs and filled it with secret passages and rooms and steps that lead nowhere.
Why not move out?
Well, I'll be perfectly honest. It's because of the money.
Oh.
In his will, Warner stipulated I was to live in the house for a period of 3 months following his death. 3 months is up tomorrow. And it doesn't help that Warner is buried in the basement vault.
What's he doing? Watching Benny's money?
Well, he had a crypt built in the cellar, and a key, the only key to it, was placed in his coffin.
What's supposed to happen tonight?
Well, let me tell you the whole story. A month ago, I began to hear the strangest things in the house at night, and I found food half-eaten on the kitchen table.
Ever try setting traps?
Well, the worst shock came when I went to the cellar a few days ago. I found footprints in the dust, naked footprints, leading to and from the crypt.
Maybe he had to take a shower.
Oh, please let me finish. On his deathbed, Warner swore he'd visit me at the end of the 3rd month, and if he could, take me with him back to the spirit world.
Oh, and tonight is the night.
Yes. Oh, at first, I didn't think it would get me, but... Oh, no, I'm scared, really scared.
Yeah, well, now look, baby, let's get off this mystic kick. Who inherits if you don't live up to your requirements?
Well, that's just it. No one. That is, no person. The money goes to charities and schools. Mr. Anderson, the executor of the estate, says the will is foolproof, legal, and binding. Either I live in the house until noon tomorrow or forfeit the inheritance.
So what you wanted me to do is hang around tonight and see that hubby doesn't go death walking.
Yes, that's right. You don't have to be there till dark, but, don't be any later than that. Say 6 o'clock?
Excuse me. Diamond Detective Agency, freewheeling corpses. Ask the man who kills one.
Rick, when are you going to stop those awful slogans?
Oh, hello, Helen, baby. Got to call you back? Got a client.
Oh, all right. Is she pretty?
I don't know. I'm parked behind a curve.
What?
Forget it. I'll call you back. Bye. Now, Julia, you better go on home. Where's your broom?
Broom? Do you think I look like a witch?
You don't look like one. More like the good fairy after she'd heard about men. Now, you fly on home, sweetheart, and I'll see you at 6.
Don't be late.
I'll be there with bones on. I tried to uncurl my toes and get my mind on business. Thinking of my spook client didn't seem to help, but it was business. It was getting pretty late in the afternoon, so I put the office to bed for the night, picked up a bite to eat, and went over to the 5th Precinct to keep a coffee date with Lieutenant Levinson. When I walked into the squad room, I spotted Sergeant Otis with his nose in a book. Oh, hello, Otis. What's with the book? Don't tell me you're learning to read.
Hello, Shamus. How's tricks?
The book, Sergeant. What's the book?
What book? Lieutenant's inside. He said for you to go right in when you came.
Otis, tell Uncle Richard about the book.
Oh, it's just a book. Here, I was trying to improve myself.
Well, don't feel ashamed, Otis. You've got reason to do that.
Yeah, very funny.
Let's see. The art of graceful dancing. Otis.
Well, what's wrong with me dancing, Shamus? I don't want to be no social outcast.
Dancing? Well, maybe. But graceful? Otis, you couldn't be graceful even if your feet did match. Tell you what, though, I'll give you a hand. Now, just open your arms and pretend you have a dame. Go on, I'll start you on a waltz.
Well, okay.
Da-da-dee-dee-dum, tweet-tweet-tweet-tweet. Da-da. Oh, no, Otis. You look like an elephant with sprained ankles. Now, try again and close your eyes. Ya-da-dum-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Otis, where's your button?
Otis! Put me down! Yeah, I'm sorry, Lieutenant. I thought you was a dame.
You what?
Oh. I mean, I had my eyes closed. I was dancing. Oh, Lieutenant, the shamus talked me into it.
Rick, would you mind telling me what you're doing?
Saving Arthur Murray ulcers.
Yeah, well, come on in and get some coffee. And Otis.
Yeah?
Shut up. Shall I pour?
Please do. You know how I like mine, Walt.
Yeah, no cream, 12 lumps.
Better change that.
I would think so. Okay, how many?
Make it 14. Your coffee's stronger than mine.
It's not so strong, Rick. Here.
Thanks. You better wipe that spot off the desk. The varnish is beginning to smoke.
Your jokes aren't any better. Gonna stick around for the Hart game tonight?
I can't, Walt. I've got a client with a house full of spirits.
What?
The dead kind.
With you on the job, there'll be corpses jumping out of every window.
Yeah. Well, if they start, I'll give you a call.
I know. Why don't you give up being a detective, Rick? Play postman or something.
Walt, you just don't seem to appreciate my favors. I'm getting late. It's nearly 6.
It's a peaceful night, Rick. See if you can't keep it that way.
Oh, sure, Walt, sure. This is one night you can take it easy. Give me 2 more lumps, please. Leaving Walt and heading to the Bates house, I was feeling as happy as a bird in a hat full of worms. I had $100 to stall off the landlord, a lovely red-headed girlfriend with curves, and a spook client with trouble. Everything great. Then the storm began to blow up. It had started to rain when I saw the Bates house on Temple Street. A big, ugly house straight out of a horror story, with gables and shuttered windows. And as if that wasn't enough, I was met at the door by a butler who was a tiny thing, about 7 feet tall and 300 pounds, with a face like the devil with a hangover.
Come in.
Yeah, I wanted to see
Mrs. Bates, of course. You are Mr. Diamond.
She left word with you?
I need no word. I am the 7th son.
Of a what?
The 7th son.
Of a... Oh, no, this could go on forever. Okay, lead on.
The name is Kane.
Yeah? How's your brother?
What?
Forget it. Where's Mrs. Bates?
In the drawing room. This way, sir.
Cozy little mausoleum. What time do the ghosts come out?
Usually right after the vampires, sir.
Oh, dandy. I hope they have an early show.
Oh, it will be soon enough, sir. The dead are restless tonight.
Maybe if I rocked them to sleep. Got a rock?
Mrs. Bates.
Yes.
Mr. Diamond.
Oh, thank you, Kane. Hello, Rick. How do you like my house?
Oh, it's lovely. What do you use for doorknobs? Heads? And what's with the big zombie? You didn't mention him.
Kane? Oh, he's a fixture around here, but I get frightened more when he's around than when he's gone.
Oh, well, now you take it easy, baby. Come on over and sit down and let me chase those fears away.
Oh, that is an idea.
Name me a better.
Can I fix you a drink?
Oh, I think I'll take a glass
of milk, sir. Here you are.
Oh, now, hey, look, Crusher, put a bell around your neck or something. One more surprise like that, and you'll be best man at a funeral.
My apologies. Your milk, sir.
Yeah, thanks, sir. Come on, Julia, let's get back to where we were. And you, Kane, Hey, where'd he go?
Rick, there it is.
Huh? Yeah.
That's the way it starts. Listen. It's the stairs to the cellar. Someone's climbing them.
What? Oh, it's probably Kane.
You wanted me, sir.
Kane? Then who... You wait in here, Julia. I'll go out and get our nosy friend.
The cellar door is at the end of the hall.
I left Julia looking as nervous as a one-legged man walking a tightrope and took off down the long hall. There was only one door, the one to the cellar, so I opened it and flipped on the switch. I was moving my ankles down the creaking steps when I heard trouble. What the devil? Julia! Julia! Are you hurt? What is it?
Rick,
Rick, over there in the closet. A dead man.
Oh, no. There's no dead man in here.
Not there. But I saw him, Rick, I swear. There was a man in there. He was all bloody, and there was a big knife in his chest.
Oh, but you must have been mistaken.
About a corpse? Rick, he was there.
I don't see it. Oh, wait a minute. Here on the floor, bloodstains.
You see, there was a man in there.
This is blood, all right. But where'd the body go? He couldn't have been moved that fast. Unless... Where's Kane?
Right here, Mr. Diamond. But I did not move the dead one.
No? Where were you just now when Julia screamed? Having tea with a vampire?
No, I was in the kitchen, sir. Do not be mystified, Mr. Diamond. Accept the fact that you are in a house controlled by the other world.
There's been a murder, Kane, and that brings it into this world.
Who are you calling?
A real-life cop who likes to know about dead bodies kicking around.
Lieutenant Levinson, homicide.
Walt, Rick.
Oh, no. I know that tone. Where's the body?
I wish I knew. Come on over to 209 East Temple Street.
Wait. What do you mean you wish you knew? Is there a body there?
Well, it's here someplace. Now, don't argue. Get over here.
Wait.
And hurry. Now, Kane, you can go back to the kitchen, but stay there. Don't roam around.
As you wish, sir.
And now, Julia, baby, we're going to do some investigating.
Investigating?
That's right. I got a big yen to see what's in that vault downstairs. And this time, I'm taking you with me.
But, Rick, it's locked.
I hope so, but I'm not making book.
You mean you think it may actually have been Warner come back from the dead? And kill that man, I mean?
Right now, I don't know what to think. I wouldn't be surprised to run into Dracula sitting on top of the Wolfman. Here's the basement. Hey, who turned out the light? I know I turned it on before. Yeah, that's better. Come on.
Oh, Rick, it's cold down here. Oh, hurry, Rick. I'm getting scared.
Yeah, I don't like the feel of it myself, but I want to check this vault.
See the footprints there in the dust?
I see them, but I don't believe them. Not yet. Yeah, I'll try the door of the vault.
Why, it's unlocked.
Yeah, and look what's inside.
The coffin is empty.
It's empty, all right, and it's open.
Well, are you going inside?
No. I think I'll stay out here.
Oh, the light! Rick, who put out the light?
It wasn't Edison, baby. We got company.
Julia, I told you I'd come back for you.
Warner?
Hey, what is this?
I am dead.
Oh.
You know I am, don't you, Julia?
Yes. Yes, I know it's you, Warner.
I'm coming for you tonight, Julia. I will appear at 9 o'clock.
I'd better set my watch.
Be prepared to meet me, Julia, at 9 o'clock.
No, Warner, no.
Take it easy, baby.
Rick, you down there?
Oh, hallelujah. Yeah, Walt, turn on the lights.
Sure. There, they're on. Rick, what are you doing there? Oh, a blonde. I should have known. Well, do come upstairs and join me.
We're coming, Walt.
Now, what is this all about, Rick? Where's the...
In a minute, Walt. Otis, help Mrs. Bates into the living room. She's pretty shaken up.
Sure, Shamus. Come on, lady.
Now, what is all this about, Rick?
Now, come on back downstairs with me, Walt, and get your gun out. Somewhere in this cellar is a dead man with a lousy sense of humor. Well, we searched the long cellar but good while I briefed Walt on the events of the evening. Neither was much of a success. Walt didn't believe me, and our ghost remained a ghost. As we went back up into the living room, I was at a point where I didn't believe the things myself. They couldn't have happened, but they had. Hey, Otis, where did Mrs. Bates go?
She went upstairs to pack, Shamus. Said she was going to leave.
Leave? And give up her dough? Oh, for Pete's sake, she can't... Not just because of this ghost house.
Ghost house? Oh, this is the wackiest yet. Rick, if I didn't know you were so...
Walt, do I look like I'm happy about these things? I'm at a point where I'm believing in spooks and spirit worlds and dead men who talk from out of nowhere.
Yeah, so the Shamus is afraid of spooks. This I'm loving.
Otis.
I know, Lieutenant. Shut up.
Did I say that, Otis?
Well, no, Lieutenant. What do you want me to do?
Shut up.
Oh. Gee, I wish I had a glass of...
A glass of water, Sergeant.
Oh, come out from behind that chair, Otis. It's only Kane.
Who's he?
Well, didn't he let you in?
No, we found the door open. When we rang and no one answered, we came in.
Oh, did you? Hey, Kane, where were you? Didn't you hear the doorbell?
I knew the door was open, Mr. Diamond, and I was busy.
Like maybe playing ghost?
No, sir. Baking a cake.
Cake? Oh, swell.
Rick, I'm all packed. Will you take me to a hotel?
Now, but Julia, look, you can't leave. Think of the money.
Money or no money, I'm getting out of here, Rick. That was Warner's voice, and I just don't have the nerve to stay.
Oh, but look, baby, you know there aren't any such things as ghosts.
Do I? You were in the cellar with me. You heard him. And did you find anybody down there afterwards?
Well, no, but...
Just a minute, Mrs. Bates. You saw a murdered man earlier this evening, didn't you?
You know I did, in that closet.
Yeah, well, until I find out who he is and who killed him, you don't leave this house.
But Warner...
I'm sorry, Julia. We'll protect you, but you can't leave.
Otis, take Mrs. Bates into the library and make her comfortable.
Hey, Yellowton, come on, Mrs. Bates.
Well,
Now, Rick, enough is enough. How could there have been a body in that closet one minute and not the next? Where did it go and why?
Well, how the devil should I know? She saw it, screamed, I ran back, opened the closet, and it was gone.
Oh, great.
Now, come on. I want a better look at that closet. Well, looks all right. Wonder how it sounds.
Use your gun butt on the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, but where's the latch? Must be some way to open this section.
Try those hooks.
Yeah. No, not them. Maybe this rack.
Hey, look. Secret room, just like in the movies. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. We found the corpse, Walt. And how he disappeared so fast.
Oh, some mess. Blood all over him.
Walt, hey, this is no corpse.
What? Oh, now, don't start that.
No? Well, look at it closer, Walt. It's a dummy.
Well, it is. A wax dummy with blood smeared on it.
No wonder I wasn't meant to see it.
Oh, this is it. I'm getting out of this crazy house. Corpses that talk, corpses that aren't corpses. I've had enough. This is just plain ridiculous.
Now, wait, Walt. Someone planted this dummy, and someone is trying to scare Mrs. Bates out of this house. That same someone is in this house right now, and if he isn't stopped, it may mean her murder. How are you feeling, Julia?
I'm exhausted, Rick, but
We found the body, Julia. It was a dummy.
A dummy? Well, then there wasn't any murdered man?
No, this whole thing is a bluff, even that voice in the cellar.
Oh, no, that couldn't be. That was Warner's voice, Rick. I know it was. And he's not in his coffin.
I know, baby, and I think that's all phony, too. Now, tell me, who knew of that only key in the coffin business?
Well, just myself. And Mr. Anderson.
Anderson?
Oh, that's right. You remember, he was Warner's lawyer.
Oh, yeah. How about Kane? Did he know of the key?
Well, I don't know, Rick. He may have. Warner confided in him a great deal.
Rick, this isn't getting us any place. Come with me. Otis, you stay with Mrs. Bates.
Yellowton.
All right, Walt. What are we going to do, grill the dummy?
Go ahead. Be funny. But I want to search this whole house.
Oh, Walt, this place is a nut house full of secret rooms and hocus pocus. It'll take 2 maps and a Ouija board to get around in it.
Well, I'm going to get around in it, and up these stairs is as good a place as any to start. Oh!
Hello, Walt.
Oh, stairs that lead to a blank wall. Rick, that's too much.
Now, would you stop playing games?
Playing games, he says. Oh, where is my bicarbonate?
Here you are, Lieutenant. Sorry to be late.
Where's the thunder, Kane? You missed your cue.
Will there be anything else, sir?
I don't see how, sir. Not unless Frankenstein drops in for a game of jacks.
I doubt if he will. Tonight it's at his house, so I'll be on hand if you need anything.
We won't. Go on back to your embalming. Come on, Walt. You feeling okay?
Oh, I'll never feel okay again. Rick, I've stood for your getting me mixed up in some crazy cases, but this night I'll never forgive.
Oh, don't quit on me now, Walt. We still have to find that spook and keep Julia from being killed.
How? Please, tell me how.
Look, he said he was going to appear at 9 o'clock tonight to take her to the spirit world with him.
Yeah, well, I'll get a squad down here to see that he doesn't.
No, Walt, wait. He'll never show up if we're all hanging around, right?
Well, yeah.
The only way we can catch the ghost is for him to show up, right?
Yeah, go on. So what do we do?
So we pretend to leave, make a big fuss about giving the whole thing up. Then we sneak back in and hide. We wait and see if he shows up, and when he said he would, and if he does, we nab him. Case closed.
Well, it sounds screwy, but to wind this case up, I'll buy anything. Where do we hide?
We'll get Julia to wait in the living room. We'll sneak back and hide in that secret room behind the closet. If the ghost shows, we can grab him as soon as he gives himself away. And I think he'll show. After getting Julia to agree to the idea, Walt, Otis, and I made a big thing about leaving the house. Then we sneaked back in and hid in the secret room back of the living room closet. The closet door was open enough so we could see Julia pretending to read on the couch. And for the next few centuries, we waited. Waited for a dead man to keep a date.
What time is it, Rick?
It's 9 minutes. If he's going to show, it won't be long.
Hey, you think a dead man really can come back to life?
If you don't shut up, Otis, I'll give you a personal chance to try.
I wish he'd hurry.
Yeah. Well, it's just time now. I hope Julia plays her part okay. She looks pretty nervous.
Oh, why would she be nervous? She's only waiting for a dead man.
A phony dead man, Walt, I hope.
Now, don't you start believing in ghosts. You know there aren't any such things. Rick, the lights went out. Shh, listen.
I told you I would come for you, Julia. It is 9 o'clock.
Oh, Warner, please don't take me out. I don't want to die.
Rick, that's him.
Shh, wait a minute, Walt.
I am the dead, Julia. I am your husband.
Yes, I know you, Warner.
You must leave this house, Julia.
No.
Come on, Walt.
Right, and Otis, be quiet.
Oh,
I will. I know enough not to make any noise.
What was that?
Rick, hurry!
Come on, let's grab him. We all took off after the ghost. It led us on the screwiest chase yet, in and out of the secret passages, upstairs, and then back downstairs again. Trying to lay hands on him was like trying to swat a fly with a piece of string. He finally made a break for the outside door. Then, not to be outdone, I made like a big athlete.
Hey, that was a pretty nifty tackle, Diamond.
Rick, you okay? Yeah. As soon as I get this hood off, I'm going to have a few words with this spook. There.
He's out cold.
Otis, bring Mrs. Bates in here.
Oh, okay.
Come on, you. Wake up.
Who is he?
I don't know. Come on, wake up. Before I make a real ghost out of you.
Okay, don't hit me anymore, please.
Here she is, Lieutenant.
Mrs. Bates, do you know who this man is?
Why, it's Warner's lawyer, Mr. Anderson, the executor of the estate.
Sure, baby, had to be. All right, Buster, what's the story?
Oh, all right. It was the money. If I could get Julia to break the will, I had a dummy charity set up so I could get the estate.
He's all yours, Walt. Wrap him up.
It'll be a pleasure. Otis, put the cuffs on him. Take him out of here.
Yeah, Lieutenant. Come on, Spooky.
Well, that takes care of that. Hey, what about Kane? He must have known about all this.
Of course I knew, Lieutenant, but I did not wish to intrude. Those who interfere with the dead pay their own penalty.
Lose their haunting license?
Nothing. Oh, sir, my cake is done. Would you like some? It's devil's food.
No thanks. I'll skip it.
With nuts?
Julia, walk me to the door.
Well, of course, Rick.
I'll leave you with Kane, Walt. Tell him a ghost story. Feeling all right, baby?
Oh, yes, much better. I'm fine now that I know there's nothing to be afraid of. Tomorrow I'll be moving into an apartment. Will you come and see me? We have things to talk over.
Like what, honey?
Like sharing a mood. You know. Just the two of us.
With that, she reached up and showed me what she meant with a big smoochie. Oh, I'd have probably stuck around, but I was afraid the house would be too disturbing. I wouldn't have minded having to get up to chase the bats out of the room, but with Kane showing up every time I wanted something, well, that could have led to complications. So I left Walt and Otis to clean things up, bid a not too fond farewell to Kane, and went from the house of horror to the one that was full of redhead and a piano. The redhead was wearing a red dress with a new, you know what I mean.
Well, didn't think you were going to make it.
I had a tough case tonight, honey. Thought I might not get away at all.
Mm-hmm. I'll bet you did.
Why, Helen, baby, all of a sudden you sound suspicious.
Without any effort, darling. Especially when it comes to blondes.
Blondes? You mean girls?
Girls. Blonde girls with hair like this on your lapel.
Oh.
And the lipstick on your cheek and the look in your eyes.
Oh, you know how it is, honey. Brilliant detective saves client's life and fortune. She had to be grateful.
Brilliant detective. Just keep on making me so jealous of you, and one of these days the world is going to lose a brilliant detective.
No. Someone going to rub out Sam Spade?
Oh, what's the use?
Oh, now, baby, don't be mad. Come on, let's next.
No. I'm upset and I'm unhappy.
If I sing, will you be happy again?
I don't know.
Well, I'll try. I'll sing my red old head off.
And a ghost of a chance with you.
Happy?
You sang nice.
Do we neck?
No. No, it's still early enough to catch a late show.
Well, if I take you to the show?
Yes.
Okay. What's the show you want to see?
Oh, it's a wonderful horror picture full of spooks. The ghost talks.
Oh, no, no, no.
You have just heard Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell. Helen was played by Virginia Gregg, Lieutenant Levinson by Ed Begley. Also in our cast were Wilms Herbert, Joan Banks, Paul Frees, and Robert Clark. Music was under the direction of Frank Worth. Portions were transcribed. Tonight's story was written by Herb Purdom and edited and directed by Blake Edwards. Dick Powell soon will be seen in the screen version of the best-selling novel, Mrs. Mike. Now, this is Tal Avery, inviting you to be with us again at the same time next week when we will again bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. What's on NBC tomorrow? There's great comedy in store for you on the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show when Phil and Frankie go shopping for Alice's Christmas present. And there's excellent drama on Theater Guild on the Air. Tomorrow, Richard Conte, Diana Lynn, and Shirley Booth will be starred in the Pulitzer Prize-winning play Street Scene on Theater Guild on the Air.